Sydney captain. Heppel has to wait. The kick was kind enough. Looks across the ground. Not a lot on offer. Hibbert providing the run from half-back. Not a particularly good kick. Goddard gathers the bouncing football deftly. Goes in short to Ryder. Back to Goddard. Best and fairest last season. Towards half-forward. That's a high ball. Zaharakis camped underneath it. Tidied up by Richards. This is Rampy. He's a left footer. Now he's in trouble, Rampy. Goes with the right boot close to the boundary line. Well, you've got to say, for a man in trouble, that was perfection.
He's a very dominant left foot player, Dane Rampy. So that was a great display of his non-preferred foot.
So Cunningham, I should say. Franklin, he did well in the overheads last week, and that's a strong mark. Probably the push paid, I guess, in the end, but he had a fair bit of it, buddy. So he wheels around, flattens it to full forward. Oh, good mark. Parker kicks a goal. What a start for Parker. Franklin to Parker, and Sydney get the first. Well, he's been kicking goals. I think 10 in his last 6, Parker. He's really filling a spot, isn't he? Sort of high half forward into the mids.
Good player. He's a good player. He's just a one-on-one deep forward. Would have looked like they paid the mate, would have had the set shot, but he's become a really valuable player. He's one of those sort of next generation players that's becoming really elite.
Ryan O'Keefe not in the Sydney side at the moment. He's been playing in the NEFL competition. Tom Mitchell started as a younger player in there, but Parker's been the one who's elevated his game to the next level.
Great finish by Parker.
Parker again flying under the radar this year. Second at the Sydney Swans for scoreboard impact, clearances, contested possessions. He's a real star, Jude.
Absolute sensational player and good overhead as well.
Ryder taps it down. Out of there by Jack Hanbury.
Essendon free kick.
So the Bombers getting the free kick.
Back here. Back here. Back on.
This is Ayling. Alongside the centre circles, goes down towards half forward. Taking a tumble was Danaher. Taking a mark was Grundy. Plays on immediately. Shaw. Short of the wing. Mark is taken by Lloyd. He was impressive a couple of weeks back. Demands something of Jetta, who came quickly. He's up from left half back. Not much movement, got to say, although Franklin goes late. Takes the mark right on the wing. Wheels around, distributes wide. Malcheski. Saw this last week at times. The Swans quite prepared to be patient. Malcheski wants a leading player.
Goods has just come back off the interchange, and that patience rewarded Dennis. So, oh gee. So Ayling just.
It's an error of judgment that becomes unbelievably costly when you just encroach a bit inside, a bit over the mark. As we often say, it's a massive penalty, the 50 metres for what most offences are that create them.
So Kennedy shouldn't miss, should he? I mean, 2 goals, 3 from set shots so far this year, but this is a soda, you would think, for a player of his quality. And he gets it home, so the Swans midfielders get a couple of goals early, and they've got the first 2. Involved, touched off the boot. Jetta's kicked the full forward. Tippett made a really good contest. Dempsey's hands were good to Hibbert, to Melsham. They've run it out pretty well. Goddard normally good with ball in hand. That's a brilliant kick. Danaher couldn't quite. Then they get into his back slightly. Good pressure from Grundy on the up. Zaharakis. Well, they just worried him out of it. Back to Rampy.
Wasn't he terrific, eh? Rampy goes inside the forward 50, intended for Tippett, knocked away. McVeigh trying to get through that pack, and I think he's going to get a free kick.
Coming into it. You're on the move. You're on the move.
He's got that Ryan Crowley smile as well.
Now, that was exactly the type of play that Bomber Thompson expected from the Swans. It was an outnumber at the contest. It was more frenetic.
Right on the numbers then. Jared McVeigh runs wide to get extra distance, and I tell you what, he didn't need it. That's gone into the crowd on the full. Swans looking ominous.
Well, a 50-metre penalty. And look, I hate talking about umpiring decisions, but he did duck his head there. I mean,
it's a fine line, isn't it? If the player with his head over the ball is actually moving forward, well, then he's almost got the bit of the risk. But if the player approaching is moving forward, then it's a high tackle. It's just such a fine decision. We'll have a look at the replay shortly.
What do you reckon, Lee? Tom?
Well, the ruling is...
Play on, I'd go play on.
The only defence for the umpire there, if Hibberd was stationary, but the fact he was on the move, they've deemed it too high.
And that's the point that was made. So a couple of free kicks, 150-metre penalty, I should say, and 3 goals. Sydney have been brilliant. Hanbury getting the ball to half forward. Bagley. You certainly need a response here. Probing kick. Now, Ryder's in a good spot, and that's a terrific mark. Just too tall for Richards. He's got a long leg, but he decides to give it to another guy with a wrong leg, but he ran into a dead end, Myers, out wide. Wayne, you're up here in the box with us. I mean, this is just the start that the Swans wanted, and the Bombers are in a hole, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. The other thing, I mean, the key forwards in the Sydney 4-9 aren't marking it, but they're so predictable to one another, it doesn't matter. They know that it's going to a contest, and they're at their feet. So far, they're getting the goals from the smaller forwards and midfielders.
Derrick's knocked it down. Cunningham, quick kick away. Dempsey did nicely. Worked in front. Dragged down eventually by Swan, but not before he got the ball across to a teammate. All that work eventually for Nort. Will have a boundary throw in.
Tim and Jude, with your intimate knowledge of both clubs, who would you send Heath Hocking to if you're in the Bombers coaching box?
I think you'd have to send Hocking to the source, which is actually Josh Kennedy right at the source. You've got to stop him.
Stanton went to ground. Hanbury at the feet of Jack. How is that? They're good mates. That was intuitive as it came back to Hanbury, and now it's going to be a free kick to Franklin. Franklin looks to the middle, just pops it to space, and McVeigh will line up at his second.
This has been a role for the Swans. It's really worked for them since the 2 forwards have come in. It was Kieran Jack for a large portion last year, but to have a really high-quality midfielder who can drag the ball himself and kick goals is just huge.
He's never kicked multiple goals against the Bombers. A bad place to start right here. That looks good. 2 in the space of, 4 minutes. 24 to Zipperuni, halfway through the term.
He looks to me, Sam Reid, as someone who could really develop and adapt to a really good centre-half back. He's quick, he's got great strong hands. He can just dish the ball off to the ball users that the Swans have across half-back. I think he's got a huge future there.
Good tackle, got him down, Goddard. Well, this might be the circuit breaker. This might be the turning point in the opening quarter. They needed a break. Goddard went in hard, got Smith down.
He really took on the tackle. I mean, you thought, what's he doing here? Maybe just thought he'd take on the tackle, get his hands cleared way off the handball, but Goddard pinned the arms. Good turnover.
Hasn't been great on the set shots, but he's such a beautiful kick. He's got it. He's a good player, isn't he? That's what the game needed and what the Bombers needed. They're on the board.
If you thought that last one was good, Bruce, how about this? Goddard, first goal for the Bombers in their last 3 games.
You've had some time this week, haven't you?
That was on the run too. I didn't sort of add to factor that in. Back in the middle, Bird goes down towards half forward. McVeigh being dangerous. Oh, well played by Lloyd. Like him a lot. Forward of the pack, taken by Cunningham. Feeds it back. Reid goes wide. Bird down towards the pocket. Tippett put his big body in front. Manages to get boot to ball. It's gone out of bounds. Well, they crossed the boundary line, I'd suggest, before it went out of bounds on the full. So you understand.
Can you feed me a couple? I don't feel like I've got enough stuff tonight.
I'm loaded tonight.
Tippett worked to the front, so he's doing that ruck work in the forward 50. Kennedy back to Parker, back to Bird, hooking back to a dangerous spot. Well done, Stanton. Myers couldn't get his foot to the ball. McVeigh and Heppel. McVeigh, well done, Tippett to get rid of Heppel. Parker from the pocket. Oh, yes! Spectacular!
Finished sharp last week. Up ahead, Franklin and Tippett. It's Tippett who attracts the footy and almost took the mark. Hanbury, Lloyd, 7th possession coming up for him. Just manages a hand pass that time. Tippett goes back to Hanbury. Had 40 last week. He sends it down towards the pocket. Goddard, Melksham stood up in the tackle. Breaking free is Kennedy. Got the arms free. Parker a half chance. Knocked away by Hibberd. Taken by Franklin. Cunningham goes back to Derricks. Oh, don't tell me. The journeyman unloads. The revenge of the recycle. It's through for a goal. Fantastic. Goods has been quiet, yet to register a possession. His teammates have had plenty. It's 105 to 86 at the moment total. Sydney, of course, on top. Goddard tried hard in this term. Jetta in trouble. Simply put the ball down. Kennedy goes back to Derricks. Off balance, Parker gives it to Jack on the lead. Franklin. And that was really good by Franklin. Not always a one-grab man in that situation, but that time he was.
Yeah, certainly looks really strongly on the lead, doesn't he?
I mean, one of the things we've always thought about Buddy, just this last 2 or 3 years, he's more like a half-forward flanker, mainly a ground-level player. Just hasn't looked like he's strong out in front of his eyes, but these last couple of weeks he's certainly regained that. It's almost like the Franklin of 2008 when he was just, every part of his game was supreme.
The last work, this wasn't supreme. 2-7. But let's see what he can do here. Lance Franklin directly in front, kicks from 45. Oh, that spells trouble. He's on song as well. Swans on target. This has been very, very impressive. 7 straight. From time to time, he makes light of those limitations and giving away a bit of size as well. Again, very conscious of the taller man. Bell Chambers won it down, but stolen away by Shaw. Taken by Jack White of the pack. Sends a high ball towards the wing. Carried under it was Tippett. That was clever by Hooker, as much as it didn't result in a free kick. Mark was taken on the outer side, and now they can break. Hibbert gets the football and comes across the ground. This is Bagley. Goes back to the middle, and Dempsey. Hooker runs for him. Hillier took the mark on the outer side. Cruises past as well. He ignores both. Gets inside the forward 50. Now a chance for Zaharakis. Picked it up, then lost it. Hennebury looking to fend off. It spills across to Laidler. Laidler goes down the line. Nicely worked McVeigh. Across towards Shaw. Kicks to half forward. Tippett.
He's had a terrific battle with Hooker, hasn't he? I mean, he's had his hands on a few, Tippett, but Hooker's been very good so far. And Franklin with strength against Hurley.
He just looked at Hurley with disdain. I think that's the term.
Don't take this the wrong way. That was a bit of you, Wayne Carey, there. You just sent the one out.
Yeah, but coaching him, have you, Duck?
Duck, his marking in the last 2 weeks has been so impressive.
Yeah, look, I think if you look back to 2008 when he kicked 100 goals, he marked the ball very well. I don't think he's done that since. He's in great form right now, and I think back then we thought he could be the best forward we've ever seen in terms of athlete. He's back to that form tonight.
You didn't take that personally at the time, Wayne, when Lee said that, did you?
No, not at all.
I never said that.
So, what a good-looking kick, eh? He's hammering it home. He's kicked a couple.
Stay there, Michael. Hold.
Actually, suddenly, every time you call a Swans play, you think they're a gun, don't you? I mean, there you go. Parker kicks it straight to the opposition, but you feel their depth's amazing. Hibbert, good kick. Watson had a big opening term. He's been slowed down here. Now he needs to find a target. The gaps have closed, and that's a clever kick. And Zaharakis takes the mark. He's interesting, Zaharakis. I feel like he's just marking time a little bit. He's a fine talent. Just don't know if he's taken the next step. Tim, is that too hard a call on him, do you think, with Zaharakis or not?
No, he hasn't had a great year. His best year was when he won the best and fairest a couple of years ago, but he hasn't been able to get back to that form consistently.
He's normally a pretty good kick, and they need it, and he's got it home. That'll help.
Watson, a lot of Swans at the football, fisted away. Opportunity for Bird, quick thinking. He was under pressure. Gave it to Richards. Richards goes all the way back. Reece Shaw's got it now. Short one is on to Smith.
So Smith. Short kick, okay. No problems there. Laidler. Richards. A running bounce. And then Teddy delivers. Not a great kick, but he's got it. Fletcher was in the prime position. And Franklin, who had kicked 96 goals at Etihad Stadium in 29 matches coming in. So not only does he play well against the Bombers, he's slightly above his career average at this stadium. I think under the roof, he'd love these conditions, don't you?
Yeah. He's just in the right place at the right time there.
Fletcher then doesn't very often misjudge those aerial ball Fletchers, but I think he just maybe is a bit worried who is in the vicinity to mark it.
So he averages 5 goals against the Bombers, and he's kicked 3.
Bill Chambers in front. Derricks wins this one down. Goddard with 16 possessions, tackled by Kennedy. Ball fell at his feet. Holding the ball.
Let the ball go.
Well, obviously, The umpire thought that Goddard had clean possession, or could have done something with it in any case. Meantime, 16 possessions for Kennedy. Gave it to Lloyd. Oh, what a catch. More a catch than a mark, that one. He was off balance. He was falling back, and it stuck.
Maybe ask that question again, Doug.
Yeah, exactly.
I changed my top 7 at half time.
Oh, look, Richo said last week that he took 5 contested marks out of his 10 last week. He's taken 4, I think, already tonight. I mean, that's where he's improved.
Outstanding. This for his 100th goal at this venue. And he's been a dead-eye Dick tonight. He puts it through. And the margin close to 50. He certainly mistimed that jump. Boundary throw in. Just over 6 minutes. Well done. It comes behind the pack, and Hocking snaps the goal. Bell Chambers managing to get it behind, and the opportunist goal from Heath Hocking.
Just look at their goal kickers, Goddard, Zaharakis, Hocking. Now, Goddard, Zaharakis hasn't been getting goals this year, but there's no big forward, is there?
The big forward, Danaher, is just almost by the week, he's looking like he's losing his confidence. He just can't hold his position over the footy. The big ruckman is down there, but at the moment they haven't been able to find the aerial ball.
So they haven't been able to get consecutive goals tonight, Bombers. Hocking joins Zaharakis and Goddard. Let's see if they can make any inroads at all. Watson working so hard and usually so well. Zaharakis worried out of it. Sure, that was clever. Jack did well, just swirled the hips. Bird, who does fly under the radar, doesn't he? The handball by Hannah-Bree. Twisting and turning, Lloyd gone. On the ball. Just the pace. He's going to be good, Lloyd. Just the pace of the game every now and then, I think, gets him, don't you?
The young players who have come in the side, Lloyd, Brandon Jack, Harry Cunningham, all elevated rookies. I mean, they're getting great bang for their buck out of their recruiting.
So Bagley goes down the line.
Danaher works in front, but jostled out of it. It's going to be a free kick. Advantage is paid. Danaher finishes up with the foot. He runs it and kicks the goal. It was going to be his free kick, and he reaps the benefit.
Well, they've had a good 5 or 10 minutes.
So look at Jack go. Gee, he's a hard runner. He just charges from side to side, end to end.
And I think Hocking has got the job on him at the moment. Goods couldn't free kick. 50 metres.
50.
Oh. Just lack of concentration, I guess, isn't it? It's pretty slack to do that.
Sometimes it's just a skill error. You're trying to throw the ball back 30 metres, you can only throw it 20. I mean, it's an automatic 50-metre penalty, but I don't think anyone is deliberately
not giving the ball back.
Yeah.
So Goodsy, he's had a quiet night so far. He hasn't missed a set shot this year. He hasn't played a whole lot of footy. And he gets it. So another champ's on the board. Goes past Bobby Skilton, by the way. One more goal than the great Bobby Skilton. He's number 5 on the all-time list now at Sydney, behind Bob Pratt, Michael O'Loughlin, Barry Hall and Tony Lockett. They're not bad names, are they?
Have a look at this. I guess Fletcher just maybe grabbed his arms. It wasn't much of a free kick. Let's have a look at this. This Hurley, he tries to hand pass it back, but only makes... I guess he's got to make sure it gets there, even if you've got to kick it to him or something.
It's a byproduct of playing on Lance Franklin. He sees Lance Franklin duck out the back. I've got to get this ball back as quick as possible.
I'm off.
You mentioned Kieran Jack had an ankle injury at the start of the season. He is real. That gut-running lead from half-back was something else.
Margin 42 points. Bell Chambers finding his leap and his touch at the moment. Knocks it down in front. Going to ground was Kennedy. Slapped out of there by Goddard. Well done by Smith. Smothered the Stanton kick. Zaharakis has been busy. Forward it goes to Watson. Inside the forward 50, Ryder.
That's a beautiful kick. I mean, Ryder had the space. That's the idea with the play with the ball. Kick the ball to the space where the forward can move into it. And Watson just positioned it perfectly.
He's up to 19 possessions now, Job Watson. So, huge kick for Paddy Ryder. Derricks has taken them all on. One would think he should wilt after half-time. Such is the volume of work, and Ryder capitalises after the mark and puts it through. So we're back to the quarter-time margin.
good ground. Oh, gee, Watson. That's the second time he's found a target inside forward 50. He's played a magnificent opening. I mean, Kennedy's been great as well. It's been just a wonderful battle, hasn't it?
Well, it's been interesting. They seem like they've been sort of playing. It's like they're playing the same position at the same time. They're not exactly playing body on each other, but they're both getting plenty of it. They've had great first halves.
Tim, much better spread from Essendon there from the stoppage. Just got that quick handball out, and then just this lowering of the eyes from Jove up here. Just this spread.
Jude Bolton down there with Tim Watson, two greats of these respective clubs, both 300 game players. There's Kennedy. Ripped down Parker, great tackle. Watson again involved. Back to Jack. Derrick's little give was good. Rampy got a second chance. Little give, well done to Laidler. Laidler lowered the eyes. Franklin worked underneath this one by Hurley. Hurley, quick giveaway. But he's really put a shiver up their back, I think, in this first half. Dempsey over it, got to get it out. Still there. He's gone. He's gone.
Dragged it in. You dragged it in, Courtney. Push out.
So Bird from half forward.
Tipper on to score. Just sets it up long, and why not? Tippett really excited, you've got to say. Got there. Spoiled that time. Taken by Stanton. Hooker sold into trouble. Goods got in. Had a lot of time to get rid of it. And forces are behind.
You're right. He's very, very good hooker, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
I mean, he's been a really good defender all year. Got this. Well, I guess he's a big man himself, but certainly he's done well. Tippett's almost got a couple, but really good spoiling defence.
Fletcher brings it in then. High ball outside the defensive 50. Grundy over the top, knocked it down. Taken by Bill Chambers. Look away, hand pass from Kennedy. Long kick from Rampy. Long kick from Rampy. Oh, that hurts. They're trying to mount a comeback. And a defender dobs a goal from about 60.
Top.
Kieran Jack again, so good. Drives it up towards the wing. Reed is outnumbered. Going back after it, Myers. Got support. Net solidly by Franklin, but not before he got the hand pass away. This is Hurley. Hurley under pressure. It's a high ball back towards half forward. Well, Derricks is feeling the vibe. Not so good that time, though. The journeyman launched himself, and he's paid the price. Bill Chambers gets the free. Good to see him back, too. Goes in short. Zaharakis looking inside the forward 50. Kicks to space. Right at this time, perhaps. Well, free goes, and eventually comes up trumps. Huge kick, this one. He's got one.
One's good.
Perhaps this could kickstart a revival. Got to start somewhere. Matty Ryder. He's looked dangerous. He just hasn't made the most of his opportunities. Right behind this kick. Kick from about 35 metres out. A lot of hopes riding on this kick, and he puts it through. So the fans in the stadium, just about all Essendon supporters, like what they're seeing at the moment. Mark Thompson looking quite animated in the box. Derrick knocks it down. Now, Kennedy's going to get a free kick just wide of the pack. Well, in the pack, actually. Sends it inside the forward 50. Big leap Tippett. Certainly his timing not there tonight. Over goes Goods. The hand pass comes from Hooker, taken by Bird. Oh, that hurts. They've got some timely goals tonight. That's one of them.
Persisting with Carlisle forward again, that's the clear message.
Yeah. Just can't score either. Well, Ryder got it behind a moment ago, but no goal for a long time. Parker had it for a while. Bill Chambers getting a lot busier. Jack Clever. Laidler on that left. That's a good kick, actually. Let's see, he's got the run. Kennedy, Hocking, couple of big bodies. Kennedy and Hocking. Hocking has a win. Gets it to Bagley. Bad handball. Hurley. Back to Myers. And then Myers off a step. Zaharakis, he's been busy. Takes the mark. Well, you've got to admire the Bombers' effort in this quarter. A long way back on the scorebook, they've really dug in. Good stuff, Jack. Lloyd, Derricks, switches to Smith. Smith, out wide. Franklin, how does the ball bounce? Can he take them on? Decides to go with a neat kick over the back of Tippett. Tippett and Hooker. And Hooker running towards the line. Oh, gee.
Oh, didn't do that.
He didn't need to do that.
Yeah, he was going to probably run out, or he could have just ran it out. It was just a bit obvious, wasn't it?
That's the Kale Hooker of old.
Straight back.
You know, Tom, I was about to say, you said he was probably the All-Australian fullback centre-back, and I was going to say he should be after tonight, and Tippett gets a goal. There you go. A bit of a gift, but a good kid.
Yeah. He's had a great year, Cale Hooker. He leads the competition for intercept possessions and intercept marks. He's conceded only 5 goals playing against the best players in the competition. Earlier in his career, he did those sorts of things often. Whether it was a sloppy free kick in a contest or, on that occasion, rushed the ball across the boundary line deliberately. But he's a much improved player and has got the endorsement from his coach this year often in press conferences. Disappointed that he's had a good night, though.
Just didn't need it.
No, it was going out of bounds.
Is it me or is it Ben Affleck?
Well, he was probably a bit. He was satisfied he wasn't chasing Buddy Franklin around that pocket there. He'd give the ball a help outside.
Just ignore me, Tom. That's all right.
And he looks a bit like Ben Affleck,
doesn't he? Parker sends it out wide.
Batman.
McGlynn, or rather McVeigh, came across to Hanbury. His kick to half-forward intended for Franklin. Oh, gee whiz. Hurley back in the wars again and no free kick. Well, there were players, I think, between the man who was hitting the umpire Farmer. I don't think he could have seen that. But obviously, from our vantage point, in a large section of the crowd, it was patently obvious. Tippett's got the football. And this doesn't look good either. So, another delay coming up here. And hopefully, the bomber who's down is okay. Did I call Hurley? I think I did. There he is, yeah.
That's the same as choosing to bump and it's had high contact again.
Lee, what do you think, Lee?
Well, they're both going down at the ball, but yeah, that's a really interesting one because they're both sort of going down to the ball, but Hurley's got his head forward, and I guess when that happens, the opposition player just has to be so careful that he doesn't hit him on the top of the head.
It's where the instinct of the player.
Yeah.
You have to sort of somehow curb that instinct because. I think he's in a bit of trouble.
I immediately looked at the closest umpire, and there were about 2 or 3 players, I'm sure, screening him. You know, they converge on the footy.
By the way, Doc Reed's still down in the rooms with the umpire at the moment. Doc Reed for the Bombers. So Hurley is a tough hombre.
In the wars too, isn't he? Just came back on the ground.
Yes, I mean, really, the difference is Hanbury's braced for contact. I don't know if he bumped, but he certainly braced for contact.
He did.
It really is that judgment call of the whole duty of care. Was he negligent? That is what will be decided eventually.
So Tippett, meantime, going at his second, and suddenly a genie has been uncorked for old Cale Hooker. Let him back in the game.
What a quarter by Zaharakis. Hurley, gee, he's had a tough night. Soldiering on, kicking to full forward. Carlisle getting involved. Well done, Jake. Well, the sub, eh? Huge roar for him here. And a little wry smile as well, eh?
Yeah, it's been a tough 5 or 6 weeks. He's been sent into the forward line. Hasn't really worked for him. Eventually, he's gone back to being the sub. So just a little bit of joy in what has been a tough recent few weeks of footy.
And just on that, I mean, I might float this later, Lee and Tom, just the whole Asada thing with Essendon. I mean, there's a lot talked about it this week. I mean, you know, Tim was talking about it this week as well. Not easy.
This passage of play here from Jake Carlisle shows you what he's physically capable of. It's a contest. He's picked the ball up off the ground and shrugged the tackle and bent the ball around the body. So he's got all the tools, just needs to get it to happen more consistently.
Bell Chambers went it down. Zaharakis had it. Tackled by Parker. Quick whistle.
Out. Came back out. Straight back. Thank you,
45
David.
points to the margin.
Straight back. Josh, straight back. Thank you.
Derricks ran into Bell Chambers. Didn't move him. Hurried kick around the corner came from Kennedy. With the outside of the boot, Dempsey just coughs it up straight to Smith, to Hanbury. Hanbury out wide, going after a Tippett. Missed there by Hooker. He's let Tippett back into the game. Here's Franklin. Hasn't added to his 4 goals in the first half and won't here. Wide of the mark, and Fletcher goes back.
Good save from Fletcher. He does that so often. Running it out. Heppel goes back to Hooker. Hooker's been on top of Tippett, but he got away and kicked a couple. Smith going forward and finding McVeigh, who kicked 2 goals in the opening term from further out than this. And a feature of Sydney tonight is the fact that they have been very, very efficient in front of goal. Something they didn't do last week. I mean, Franklin with those 7 behinds famously. The whole team were missing a few last week.
You can change very quickly accuracy for goal. That is one thing that changes a lot from week to week. 15-4 tonight. They've been dead eyes.
And they're 10 from 10, Lee, on the set shots tonight. So they haven't missed one. So pressure's on McVeigh. And he's made it 11 from 11. He's kicked 3. That's a big return for him.
I mean, it just highlights his ability to play a role, Jared McVeigh. When they lost Alex Johnson last year, he went to half-back and provided a huge run for them. He's been an All-Australian mid, and now he's basically playing a small forward role the past couple of weeks to keep the ball inside their forward 50. And he's just become a very versatile player.
That really highlights what he can do, Tom. He's played in every sector of the ground, forward, back, mid.
Yep.
Wayne, let's have a look at Sydney's next 4. Where do they get their wins, do you reckon?
Well, you think it would be a very good game against the Cats. You'd expect them to get the Suns and another ripper against Port Adelaide. So they've got a tough 3 weeks ahead. Guaranteed one. Toss of the coin, the other 2.
Hocking does nicely. Goes with the right boot. Where was the call? It was touched. Ambrose appealing that it was a mark. Well, the umpire said it often enough. He's a bit lucky there. I think he called the bluff of the umpire.
Swans are going to make the sub. Brandon Jack has taken off the sub vest at this stage.
Knocked wide there by Goddard. McVeigh cleverly to his own advantage goes to Reid, sweeps it inside to Kennedy. Now Jetta flirting with the idea of running on, goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy, top end of the goal, or centre square rather, looks for Tippett on the lead coming up from the goal square, and he's marked about 40 metres out directly in front.
And Adam Goods has taken the subs vest, boys, so he's made the change.
Can I change my mind, Bruce? If they play like this, 3 out of 3.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, there'll be 3 attractive games of footy, won't they? The Suns, Port Adelaide and Geelong. Well, it's a good month.
Poor old Cale Hooker was the master of this battle for the first half and a bit. Tippett, give him his due, has fought back pretty strongly. This one is out to the right, but I think it's good enough. So he's got 3. Second half goals, all of them.
Just noticing Josh Kennedy, Tom, you pointed out 20 contested possessions.
Yeah.
That's, I'm pretty sure, for the 22nd time in his career, which is adding to the all-time record that he's got.
6 times more than Gary Ablett is the next best, I think.
And I think 1999 was when they started taking those out. Jack brilliantly, Jetta to Bird. What a good night Bird's having again. Gets to full forward. Franklin trying to get rid of Hurley. Can Buddy do it again? Well, he's kept his average up. 5 against the Bombers.
Trying to lift his teammates. Touched on the mark. Comes across towards Hocking. It was a well-weighted hand pass into the path of Hibbert, who ran onto it, and as a result, young Aylett can kick a goal. 40 metres out, decides against it, gives it to Bell Chambers, standing in the goal square. His comeback match has been pretty good tonight.
He's got through the whole game. There was talk that perhaps he may have been a sub, but he's getting miles into his legs.
Kicks his first goal. Back. Merritt gave it across to his brother. It was Jackson to Zach. Now through midfield, Fletcher gave it to Hibbert. Running on, and the mark is taken by Ambrose right on the 50. He was involved. It just kept going. From 55 metres out. Can Carlisle mark it in play? Juggles it, but not across the line. That's a mark. Grundy, quick thinking, tried to push him back across the line while he was busy juggling the ball. But Carlisle stood his ground. Got to say Grundy too, an underestimated defender. He just does it every week, generally against taller opposition. A lot to like about him.
15 seconds.
Carlisle.
15. That's right. 10, no, 10. No.
They're waiting for him, but they won't get there in time, and Carlisle snaps his second goal. He's taken on a couple of tall men, in fact, probably 3 over the course of the night with Danaher, and he's come up trumps.
He might be a used car, Derek, but I'd buy him. He's got a good engine, hasn't he?
He certainly has.
So the Swans have a big win. They set it up early. Franklin was a star. Hanbury, well, a bit to think about tonight. Played very well, but the big collision with Hurley. Jack part of a midfield that dominated. Tippett got his 3, and Sydney win 5 in a row and cement that spot in the top 4. They're a good side. Down to you, Jude, with Buddy.
Against the Bombers, 5-1's a little bit better than 2-7 though.
Yeah, it is. Finally had my kicking boots on tonight. Last week was disappointing not to kick my goals, and tonight I kicked straight over, which was really good.
How well poised is the club right now going into a bye?
Yeah, I think we're playing at 5 on a trot now, so we're poised pretty well, and we're playing some pretty good football. So there's still a long season to go, and the old cliche, mate, one game at a time. But Joey Kennedy was in top form again tonight, and our midfielders are on top, and give our forwards a good chance.
Enormous amount of depth with the club at the moment, with boasting Tom Mitchell, O'Keefe, those sort of guys in the reserves.
Yeah, we've got O'Keefe, we've got Tommy Mitchell, we've got some good young players and senior players playing seconds up in Sydney, and we've got great depth at the football club at the moment. So if the play does come out, we've got good players to come in, so it's exciting times.
What's on for the bye?
Might head home back to Perth for the weekend, so it'll be good.
Enjoy it. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. So he's poised on 599 career goals, eh? So a good night for Buddy, a really good night for him. Goddard and McVeigh together both had good matches, really good matches. Down to you, Tim.
I'm here with Dan Hanbury. Dan, that was a great win by the Sydney Swans, 5 in a row now, and the season well and truly back on track.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, the first month of footy probably wasn't our best. It's been a big focus to work a bit harder and try and be what we call more consistent, which we were tonight. And it's just good to have a good solid win going to the bye.
And that forward line's really starting to work now too. I mean, Buddy was enormous again tonight.
Yeah, he was really good. Obviously, he had a pretty tough start to the year, which has been well documented, but he started to work really hard and get some rewards, and he's settling into the footy side, and the boys love him around the footy club, so great for him, and it's good for the footy club.
One of the more difficult parts of the game now, the bump. Dan, we know that you collided with Michael Hurley tonight. Just take us through what you were thinking at the time.
Oh, to be honest with you, I didn't even really see him until I actually collided with him. I was in the footy, and happened so quickly, I sort of didn't even know what had happened. Really, I had to ask the doc, so to be honest with you, guys would know more than me. I was sort of in the moment, so I didn't really see what was going on.
You came off at the time. Was that? Did you get you in the ribs? Is that right?
Yeah, in the ribs. Yeah, in the ribs. So they were pretty sore, but got the all clear from the doctor, which was good, and able to come back on.
Thanks for your time. Well done tonight.
Cheers, Tim.